WWF SmackDown has some of the best gameplay that can be found. And if you're into lightning fast, no-selling action that is an offer from the WWF this time around, that's it. Entrances are good enough for what they are, if not disappointing due to the lack of care and attention given to how good these really could be, and the after-match cutscenes are passable and short, which plays into the super fast theme of SmackDown as a whole. This title of course came out as a Platinum release over here in the UK, joining the likes of Resident Evil 2, Metal Gear Solid and Crash Bandicoot. What that essentially means is that this title was re-released with new box art at a cheaper, more affordable price, allowing it to be bought by a much larger range of people. Something that at the time was an incredible deal. If you waited long enough for a title like Tomb Raider, knowing how successful it was, you could keep in mind that later on down the line you could purchase it as a Platinum title for a little bit cheaper. With all that being said, what that basically means for WWF SmackDown, this game really does change everything going forward and cements 𝓕𝓐𝓲 as the developer for wrestling titles. A developer that is so well known that even recently in the current year we saw AEW, a new wrestling promotion at the time, seek out 𝓕𝓐𝓲 to take care of their own wrestling game when it was being made. And if that doesn't tell you about how respected 𝓕𝓐𝓲 is from this point forward, you can see how good a job that 𝓕𝓐𝓲 started to do with the SmackDown games. Now SmackDown 1, it can probably best be compared to WrestleMania 2000 because it is the title that came before the big hit, whereas No Mercy came out and dwarfed WrestleMania. SmackDown 1 came out and then 6 months later SmackDown 2 comes out and pretty much dwarfs SmackDown 1 in match types, roster size, season mode layout, all kinds of other things. So is there any point in revisiting SmackDown 1? Well, the Big Show's in it, that's pretty cool. He's not in SmackDown 2, so I'm a little biased, but yeah, SmackDown 1, I do think it holds up, honestly, because it just plays the same as SmackDown 2, so you can go back and play it whenever you want. But if you have access to SmackDown 2, it really just comes down to the time frame. Maybe if you're super into 1999's wrestling faction right now, maybe you would be interested in going and playing this title, as well as another game like WCW Mayhem, to kind of sum up the other side of the wrestling landscape. I think those two in combination would be a really good way to get a feel for what 1999 had to offer. But as a game that's being released in 2000, I think SmackDown 2 really just takes the cake and delivers on so much more feature-wise, with match types like the ladder match and the casket match becoming available in that game. So there you go.